Let's enjoy it.
Okay, started the webinar.
Okay, hello everyone. We are just letting all the participants in. Just give us a second so that we can let you in. Maju, would you be able to maybe share this first slide? Thank you. Okay, so we have more than 70 people already with us today, and we don't want to keep you waiting. We have 1.5 hours for the meeting today, so we would like to start with welcoming you all to this today's webinar on food tourism in the Baltic Sea region. My name is Magda Leszczyna-Rzucidło, and I'm one of the coordinators for the Policy Area Tourism under the EU strategy for the Baltic Sea region. And I represent Pomorskie Tourism Board. And we work together as Policy Area Tourism with our colleagues from Finland. And my colleague Anna-Maja is also here with us. Maju?
Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome from my side as well. It's great to have you with us today when we are delving into world of food tourism in the Baltic Sea region. So my name is Anna-Maja Toivonen, and as Magda said, I also work as a Policy Area Tourism Coordinator, and I represent the Council of Oulu Region, Finland. And to mention, today's webinar is organized in cooperation between Policy Area Tourism and the Interreg Baltic Sea Region project BASCIL. And we are happy to showcase the valuable work we have done throughout this collaboration.
Yes, thank you, Maju. It is indeed a pleasure to open the session together with all of you. And just for a brief introduction, today we're gathering here because, as we all know, the food tourism is becoming increasingly important part of how people travel today. And we all know that visitors are no longer interested in only just seeing places, but they want to taste the local stories, they want to connect with local culture, experience authentic traditions through food, and so on and so forth. And we see that there is a strong shift toward local products, seasonality, craftsmanship. And we hope that we can today show via our wonderful speakers and their stories that there is this deeper appreciation for the people behind the food. And we hope that this will be visible in the testimonies that you will hear today. And you know that our Baltic Sea region, it has a long history of using food as a bridge between the communities, landscape, and different identities. And today's webinar brings the spirit to life. We have few great guests joining us today. We will begin with a keynote coming from Niclas Fjällström, who will guide us through 30 years of the Culinary Heritage Network. Which is a remarkable example of cross-border collaboration, linking food, culture, and tourism. And then we will hear from Diana Danilda from the BASCIL project, so the lead partner from the BASCIL project, who will share also practical tools for developing local food tourism through international collaboration, which we believe is an approach that lies in our heart and our work across the whole region. And then we have today's highlights also, the entrepreneurs' stories from across the region. And we will have Maris and Lina and Anna, who will give us those inspiring insights on how food tourism is built in practice based on their passion, commitment, and also strong connection to local identity. And finally, we will look forward to the future with the presentation coming from Anna Rinteinen, offering her perspective on opportunities for food tourism development in the Baltic Sea region. So before we begin, I would also like to mention that today's webinar is being recorded and the recording will be later available on our website. So you can feel free to revisit or share it later with your colleagues who couldn't join us today. It will be open for all. And we hope that today's discussion will encourage all of us, the practitioners, the policymakers, entrepreneurs, and in general, the tourism professionals to continue strengthening this food tourism as a driver for regional development, for sustainability and local prosperity. So without further ado, thank you again for being with us today. We will now begin the program. So back to you, Majo.
Thank you, Magda. Before we begin, a quick practical note. If you have questions, you are warmly invited to submit them in the chat throughout the webinar. We have saved some time at the end to go through the questions, so please remember to indicate which speaker your question is addressed to. And our speakers may also respond directly in the chat as we go along with the webinar. With that, let's begin. And let me introduce our keynote speaker, Niclas Fjällström. Niclas has been coordinating the Culinary Heritage Network since 2012, managing daily activities and engaging in various projects related to food, culture, and tourism. His work connects him with partners in over 25 countries. He's a regular speaker at events and conferences on topics including tourism, culinary culture, economics, and local food production. Please, Niclas, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Anna-Maja. Yes, hello and good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you all. And it's so nice to see that many of you we are already cooperating or working with. But now I will take another kind of loop or story that I have been asked to speak about today, and that is our organization, Culinary Heritage. And I will start to share the screen because it's always nicer to look at some nice photos and things instead of just looking at me. So I will first just do like this. Do you see this one? You should do now. I do it like this. And then we close this one like that. So I will speak about culinary heritage, and we are a very old player in the Baltic Sea area, and actually we will speak about the history a little bit, and I would of course could share with you so many wonderful memories and memorabilia from our 30 years, but I will keep it pretty dense in this time because I have been asked, and I know that a lot of you might be interested in the network in general, so that's why we go to the hardcore instead at the same time as we do the history walk. So some of you most likely already have noticed that we have a trademark called Culinary Heritage, or many different names in different countries, and you can see it in the background here. And actually, we started in 1995, so 30 years ago, and then it started as a network between producers, farmers, and restaurants, and it originated in southeast of Skåne, where actually politicians on the way when Sweden was going into the European Union, they were some clever politicians, I would say, who actually saw that it was a need for some more cooperation locally to actually not be outpaced in the big European Union market. So actually that is how it started. And why it started in 1995, yes, that was one of the reasons. But then also at those moments, tourism and food, it was of course integrated because the tourists, they were eating things at place, but very often it was some other things that they were eating. And that's why also local food, it needed proof, visibility, and it also needed cross-border links. Because if you can cooperate over the borders, not only country borders, but also regional municipality borders, then you can make a lot of difference. So this network, it's actually started as this local initiative, and I don't know if you remember how internet was looking in 1998. I remember it very clearly because I was working with internet and homepages at that time, and it looked very much different than those times. And that's why also I took a screenshot to show you actually how it looked, our web page at the time. And that can be interesting in itself because things have changed a lot during these 30 years. And that's why also our system, it's also configuring and adapting to the new realities all the time. And that's why also we have survived actually. So this is a screenshot from our webpage in 1998, actually. And those of you who were there at that time and had internet connection, you know how slow everything was, and you needed to have everything very dense. And you were phoning up with this modem. It's not even to think about that we could sit all around the Baltic Sea today and do something. The same was regarding cooperation, I would say. Actually, this if you use that mail address and you write a mail to that info@culinaryheritage.com, I will answer you very nicely. So it's still working. So that is also a thing of the story, that we have been around so long time and we have the connections. Why this with local cooperation is so important? Yes, that is because local cooperation, it creates shared value. And the Culinary Heritage Network, it's all about local food production and culinary traditions, I would say. That is the profound start of everything. But then, of course, we needed to find which key players actually who are involved in these different positions in the network. First of all, it started with the local producers who have these authentic and local nice products. And the meaning of this was that we wanted to implement everything into the restaurant as much as possible, so we could keep the local economy local. Because it means that if you do something locally, in money-wise, then you are actually accumulating 3 times the money. If you buy a local beef or you buy local cheese, for example, and you serve it in the restaurant, the money that you are paying around, it goes around in the society 3 times. And that is a fact that is actually very important to have in the mind, because that is building up a lot of different things. Then, of course, for the restaurants in itself, they can create very unique things from these culinary traditions, from the local products. And that goes, of course, to the visitor or the consumer in general. And that creates a cultural story that is so important for selling a region, because that is how we are building a brand, how we are building growth within a local community or a regional community. Here you have a lot of things you can read about regarding the producers. They are not only suppliers or producers, they are storytellers. And the HoReCa business, the hotel, restaurants, and caterers, they are becoming ambassadors instead of just buyers. And for the consumer and visitors, of course, they get a truly nice experience of authenticity. And then, of course, for the regions, because I know now many of us, we are working with regional development and destination management organizations. And then we are going actually not only from coordination, we are going to destination development. And that is those profound things that actually a local food net, how it is working. So this you can take screenshot on, or you can share it later on. But actually, we call it like we had an early proof of that this was actually going. And that is what we are spinning on today, 30 years after, in today's momentum, we can call it, because we have so many thousands of stories. And these stories, that is producers who have developed things, who have been selling things to restaurants, to consumers, restaurants who have told their stories, and so on and so forth. And that's why also we have actually been active in 21 countries so far in Europe, and we have had 80 culinary heritage regions built up. And that is pretty much. And that was actually also a very interesting thing. Back in the days, I know that many of you and me as well, we are working in different EU finance projects. Back in the days, then it was actually the European Commission who came to our network and said, hey, you have guys and ladies, you have a really nice idea. This is something that we would like to work with. And then you got a small bag of money from the European Commission straight into the office that we had. And then we could work very profiled regarding these kind of things. Throughout all these years, we have had, of course, very nice companies involved in this. And I have been writing 2,000 plus business members, because we have had much, much more business members. And business members in this case, that is producers and restaurants and hotels and farmers and so on. Only in Poland, I can say that we have almost had over 1,000 business members only in Poland. So we have had a lot of businesses involved in this. And of course, that has developed the trademark. We have get recognition for the trademark. Here you can see one of my biggest ambassadors of the trademark, the King of Sweden, who is holding this nice trademark sign. And that is not only officially he's doing that, he was actually awarded it because he have a cafe, or the family have a cafe out in Öland, and they got it as well. So that's why he's not handing it out, he's handing it in. So, and then of course we have been working with a lot of different projects throughout the years, and that is of course of great importance, not only for the network and it's in itself, but also for the local development in all these regions that we have been active in. This is how it looked back in the days, or very recently, from different parts of Europe. Here we have to the left Turkey, we have Ukraine, and we have Denmark that I have chosen, where we are showing this trademark. And this is only 3 out of those 8 regions where we have been active. But everything needs to be updated, everything needs to be changed at some specific point. And already before the pandemic, we started to think how we could actually develop the network to be actually more strong, more solid, more knowledgeable, and do more profiling for those ones who are our businesses involved in this. And that's why we started already then to profile or create a certification system ID. And of course, then it happened this with the pandemic. Everybody knows what that impacted. And then we could really and truly see the importance of what the changes that we were already thinking about. Because then it showed out that the businesses actually needed much more help in another way. It's not only about, like we acted before, we were an umbrella network where you had promotion and you were doing some fun things together. But actually it needs to be much more business profile, because as we all know today, promotion, that is one thing, and business development, that is a totally another thing. So that's why we were going from local truth to global trust. We needed to actually think in the way of certifying the story for growing the value for those ones who are involved in this. And that is actually the profound thing of everything that we are seeing as of today. And that's why also we have very interesting things actually already built into our network, because we, as we showcased before, we had already a very nice set of criteria, very nice ideas built up, and now we needed to take them into a more profile system with a certification where we actually could take the very good things from the old previous system and adapt it to the modern version. And that's why also I'm very delighted and very happy that this guy to the left, Anders Cederberg is his name, and he's representing Brösarp Gästgivargård, an old inn in Sweden. He was one of the first 5 who were in the old system in 1995, and he was the first one who also got certified in the new system. That shows continuity. It shows actually some very nice history of things. And that's why also I showcase one also from Zachodni Pomorsky from West Pomerania, because West Pomerania and Świnoujście, it was the first Polish region that was adapted to our system once upon a time in 1997, 1998, they joined the system. And one of the first certified members as well now in the new system, it's also companies from that area. And that shows that we are actually going on from something that has been very good in the past, but we have also implemented some stronger regulations. We have implemented a totally new system. And I can say that from the previous system, when we have tested it, we can see that around only 40% of the previous members actually are fitting into the new system. And that is not bad, it's very good, because first of all, we want to lift up the criteria level and the quality, but also to develop those ones who are not fitting in from to the new system. Of course, that is a business development thing for them to actually undergo and undertake. So what is the Culinary Heritage Certification System as of today? Who can join? It's first of all the primary producers, the producers of food and local stuff, local food stuff, drinks or whatever, hotel, restaurant, caterings, and farm shops. This is the 4 segments or sectors that can join the group, and that is the same that it has been since the very, very early days when we actually started up these things. And as I said before, we have already started to have the all good things throughout these 30 years, which we could actually see what was the most important things for the creation of this network, what was most important among the consumers, among the tourists, what they saw and what has values. And that's why also we have built the system around 6 pillars for this certification. And that is the first very important pillar is, of course, since we are a traditional thinking network and we want to strive after having the good culinary traditions, that is culinary heritage preservation. Then it's sustainability and local sourcing, quality and authenticity, community engagement, which is very important as of today. It was not the same 30 years ago. That goes as well for the transparent operations. And also, we are not staying only in the past. We are also doing this with innovation, because we all know that we are creating new traditions actually every day that you are doing something that is a part of a new tradition. But it is also about making, for example, a recipe or a dish more adapted to the palette of today. You need to showcase it in a totally another way. You need to present it for the eyes in another way. Because when you have, for example, foreign tourists coming to the Baltic Sea area, perhaps I can't serve the herring in the same way that I was doing in the 1960s or in the early times. Now I need to adapt it into a more friendly and open way that actually people want to try it. That is the meaning of it. So, and then this is the profound basis of it. Now suddenly I can't switch my pages here, but we will adapt it most likely. So we will try to find it. My computer have hanged up. I hope I'm still talking at least so you can hear me. Is it okay? You hear me?
Yes, Niclas.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, then we do like this. We have different things to do it. We can always find some solutions. That is how we survive 30 years also. That's why, as in the previous system, we just had one path and a lot of different set of criteria. Now we have changed it to 3 paths, how a business member actually can be involved in our system. First of all, those ones who can go to us from wherever in the world to an individual certification. And then our certification inspectors, which we have engaged in many parts of the world as of today, then those ones, they are coming and assessing the company. Then we have the old system that we also had before, regional license holder, and that is more complicated way to do it, because then they are actually taking over the assessment, the certification story, and all the work for it. And then we have a third leg, because I know for a region or a municipality, very often we work with public authorities. That's why also we have been around so many years. It's a very long decision-making time. And for doing this regional license holder path, then it takes long time, because you're obligating yourself to do a lot of work, which means you need to find funding, you need to go through this different procedures locally that you have, and so on and so forth. That's why we also developed a third path, and that is the destination program. And the destination program is more of a consultancy system where actually a PA, a public authority, they can hire our organization to do this work for them. So that is a much quicker solution. It's a much quicker way in for public authorities actually to do something very good for the local development. So no matter what, we have these different paths, but we have one international standard, and that is very important, which is based on these 6 criteria. And that means that every business, they receive the same rigorous preparation, assessment, and recognition if they are certified. So it doesn't matter actually. That's why briefly I will just show the difference between regional license holder, how they are doing it. And everything is very transparent. That's why we say we have a very transparent fee structure, because here is no hidden fees. There is nothing that comes like a surprise afterwards. It's very clear, and that is also why we also have survived so many years, because we have been very open regarding all the cost and everything. Here it is working like this, that you as a public authority actually are buying a kind of license that you can undergo and undertake the things that we usually are doing by our certification inspectors. That means that we are educating people at place who are doing this work later on. And it is a nice process, but it takes a lot of, not a lot, but it takes efforts, because we are a quality system. Then we have the destination program, which is actually a quicker solution, which is adapted to a modern world, to a modern reality, where you are buying a service and you get it performed exactly as you should. And how does these different thing hand on at the floor level, if you put it like that, for the business? Each restaurant or producer, they get beforehand, they get a preparation manual. And that manual I will show you a little briefly. And after they have gone through this one, they get an assessment on site by a certification inspector. And after that, they get a very nice feedback report, which you see an example of here under. And if this particular company, if they reach the threshold of the points in the questionnaire and in the criteria system, then they are certified. No matter what, anyhow, they are, of course, those who are certified, they get some kind of promotion and so on, and the ongoing improvement, all are going through. But those ones actually who are not eligible to join the system, for them, this is even more important, because you as a destination or a business in itself, you want to sell more, you want to do more. And that's why also our qualified and very expert people who are certification inspectors, they come with a totally outside perspective on a business, and they can actually go through this business in a very nice and profiled way to see what are you doing very, very good for your business, what you perhaps can improve. This is not like a fact checker that we are pointing to someone's head and say, you need to change this or you need to do that. No, that is of course up to the business in itself. This is just advisory, you can say. It's an advice how you can actually do more business, how you can improve for your guests, because that is very often by a common standard. And that's why also I just show you the preparation manual, and there it is, these points that actually you need to go through as a business. And very often this is a very good start for them to actually just to understand how things should be done at the restaurant, for example. So this is a very good eye-opener in itself. And of course, when the certification inspector comes there, it's even better. So business development, we call it accelerated by certification. Of course, you get visible trust mark, you have expert feedback, you have different access to channels. But a lot of these things, it is meaning that actually, in general, the region in itself, it improves the general package or the general offer. And that's why also for the particular business, it's also, we have very nice, common things that we are doing, like this culinary heritage study tours, for example, where we are inviting all from the network to actually participate if they have the possibility for going to another place. That is just a small part of those network possibilities. So I have like 1 minute left now, so I do this very quick. So for a destination in itself, you saw our old web page, for example. Nowadays, we are updated into much more things. For example, you have heard about NFTs, non-fungible tokens, for example. Our members in the future, they can make offers that is actually offers discount or whatever it is to a person who have gone through, for example, travelverse.live. And you as a destination in itself, and then it's locked to particularly you as a person. So it's not an offer that only goes to whatever. It's meaning that it is something that is very dedicated. That's why we are good on a secure channel now, and that's why I will finish this now, because it's very good. It's top secret now, so don't spread it outside this. But 100% of the travelers, they eat and drink. Never forget that. And that's why also the smartest destinations, they turn it into a certified memory. That gives a lot of things. Thank you very much. Eller så, like we say in Sweden, tack så mycket.
Thank you, Niclas. It was very interesting. And I remind you that you can use the chat for asking questions from Niclas. And well, as you said, we all eat and drink. And what a better way to do so than by discovering the flavors that make our region truly special.
Maju,
So-
there is one question, so maybe we can take it immediately.
Do we have time
already.
for that now?
This one, I guess.
Okay, yes, okay, let's do that. So Niclas, Tina is asking, can an activity provider company that offers food-related experiences join in?
Yes, they can actually join in if they are a food provider. That is the thing, because they need to serve something in food, and that's why they can, of course, join in. We have had it in the previous network. We had some of these food guides, for example, who were going hiking in the forest, for example, or do some pop-up dinner or something like that. If they are doing things that is related to the place, if they are doing things that have a certain amount of traditional things, for example, involved in it, then yes, they can be eligible to do it. It's very clear and easy, actually. We need to have it. I can put it like this. These 6 pillars that we are built up everything in, it's not enough that you're strong in 4 of them. Then we will never be eligible for the certification. You need to be strong on everything. And that's why, of course, it goes from case to case. But yes.
Thank you, Niclas. And for information for you all is that we will share the presentations afterwards on our website. And there you can also have all the contact info from the speakers. So Tina, please contact Niclas if you want to discuss this further. But I think now we will move on. Thank you once again, Niclas. And we will go further with our program. And I would like to introduce our next speaker, Danilda. Diana is a project developer at Krinova Incubator and Science Park, which is Sweden's only incubator dedicated to supporting small and medium-sized enterprises in the food sector. She specializes in identifying funding opportunities and developing new collaborative projects. And in addition, she oversees Krinova's international initiatives, including the BASCIL project. Please, Diana, the stage is yours.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to share my screen. Do you see my screen now? Okay. So I hope you see my screen.
Yes,
So
we
thank
see
you
it.
so much for the introduction. And as you said, I'm Diana, and I'm very happy to be representing the BASCIL project today. And I'm very lucky also that I have a few of my colleagues with me, and also some of our companies. So it's nice to see you all here. And for those that don't know what BASCIL is, it's Interreg project that with partners from 8 countries from around the Baltic Sea region, and we have come together to support local food producers and helping them develop culinary tourism services. And the idea of the project is quite simple, and we want to create unique food and travel experiences so that these small businesses can reach new customers, open new income streams, and become more resilient businesses. So the project is coming to an end, unfortunately. And over the past 3 years, we've really taken it step by step. We started with something that we call Train the Trainer workshop. At Krinova, we work a lot with innovation and business support. So we started with providing local partners with the tools for business development that we use. Then we moved on to testing new culinary tourism services with real customers. And the final part of the project have been developing marketing strategies to attract the customers. In the project, we have developed 2 manuals. The first one is called Practical Solutions for Designing Culinary Tourism Services. Quite a long name, but it's a good description. And this manual we have done together with culinary tourism expert Hubert, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Gunnar, and also, of course, Niclas Fjällström has been very involved in the manual.
Hubert Gunnar. Hubert Gunnar.
Exactly. So this guide is a practical guide that helps food producers and SMEs develop culinary tourism services. And as Magda said in the beginning, it's a very big potential in this market. And today, half of the tourism think of themselves as a food tourist. So it's quite a growing market. And this manual gives a very clear roadmap on how to build a cost-efficient service. And it really supports the shift from just a product economy to also an experience economy. So it gives the companies different legs to stand on, if you want to say. And this guide has a step-by-step guide that has the basis from something called the business model canvas. For those who know, they know. And for those who don't know, I will just give a short introduction. And this business model canvas is really a tool for visualization, analyzing, and creating a business model, and it can be used for really all sizes of companies. And this has been the basis of the tool that we have used in the project, and that is in our manual. So it really builds on 3 core concepts. The first one is desirability, and that focuses on the customer need and the value that the business provides. The second one is feasibility, which is assessing if the business realistically can deliver the service or product that it thinks that they can. And then visibility or viability, which is ensuring that this service or product is financially sustainable and profitable for the customer. So we created this first manual that we then used to as a tool when working with our pilot companies in the project. So during the summer of 2024, 88 companies piloted new culinary tourism services with the help and support of the BASCIL project. So after this piloting, we have updated the manual to a final version where we also have 12 best practice examples from our 12 BASCIL regions, as well as all of the key findings from all of the 88 companies. So we did the piloting in 24, and then we did evaluation really of the piloting, and the key lessons that we learned we incorporated into the final manual. And you could see from the evaluation that food production combined with culinary tourism really helps the producers to reach new customers. It engages visitors, and it really diversifies the company's income stream. And it also helps a lot with stabilizing, or what you could say, the off-season activities, and the companies have a more stable income throughout the year. So you could see that there's a lot of opportunity and benefits in doing these type of businesses. But there is also challenges where you have to find a balance between your core business with farmer producers and the tasks that you have during the season with the tourisms. There's also limitations with staff and infrastructure that the companies have seen. But from this evaluation, we have also added some recommendations into the manual on how you should think or act when you start this type of business, and you should start small and then gradually grow. And there's also very good strength in working with others locally and have a joint marketing and working together with other local actors. And you can see that combining on-site visits with digital sales has also been very successful. And the last one is also, if you want to repeat customers to come back, you have to always innovate your business and your offer, so they want to come back. Let's see, and then as a complement to this manual, we also have developed a self-assessment tool, and this tool is really for the producers to assess their readiness level to do this type of service and to host customers. And this was not part of the initial project really, but this was a need that was from one of our partners, that they saw a need for this, and they saw a need for the companies to have this tool to use to see where they were in their process. And this tool consists of 9 different areas. So it's marketing, accessibility, tourism-friendly environment, product, of course, hospitality, culture, educational experience. So there's 9 different you can see in the slide, but this has been a very good and practical tool for the companies to use before they start their service. So let's see, and then the second part of the project was which is the result of our second manual, marketing and promoting of common regional tourism products. It's Niclas that have come up with the names. And this is the second part of the project, which is how to market these type of services. And then this second manual is very focused on how regions and businesses can develop, manage, and promote culinary tourism. And it also outlines the importance of this market. We are providing in this manual like strategic, practical strategies on how to build a very strong regional food ecosystem, and how you can work on developing destinations and how to market these experiences both online and through travel agencies. And some of the key topics here are finding your food tourism identity, how to design travel packages for groups and individuals because it's different, and how you can set up food trails. And one of the most important parts, I think, is to how do you ensure the long-term sustainability of these joint initiatives, because we have started initiatives in this project, and how do we ensure that these live on after the project financing is gone. So very important. The manual also highlights mistakes and how you can avoid these mistakes, and how to really ensure that there is a high quality experience, because if you have a high quality experience, the visitors will come back. If they're disappointed, they won't come back. So it's very important, the experience for the customer. So overall, this manual is a complete roadmap on how the regions can aim to strengthen their culinary tourism offers, and how it's very important to collaborate and work with strategic marketing as well as digital visibility to attract the customers. And this manual also was created, the first version, with the help of our lovely consultant Hubert. And we use this for the first version we used as a tool when developing these marketing strategies in our regions and with the companies that have been involved with the project. And these different marketing solutions we piloted in 2025, so like the pre-season of 2025. And the last part, or the final version of the manual, was updated a few weeks ago. And this also now contains 5 best practice examples from our region, as well as the findings from the evaluation of our piloting. I don't know exactly how many solutions we piloted, but a few. And you can see here that from the evaluation, you can see that it's very, very important that there is collaboration between producers, tourism providers, and local authorities, because this strengthens the competitiveness and it strengthens your offer when you're working together and you are jointly marketing your region or your municipality. And you can see that coordinating branding, storytelling is also very important. And you could also see that, of course, joint events and thematic packages like farm dinners, tasting route, this increases the number of visitors and increases their engagement. And it also really fosters this community that we're doing it together. You're doing joint tours and that you're creating something together. And of course, like the first pilot thing, there were challenges with staff, legal registration, like restrictions. And you could also see that some people were lacking in digital marketing skills, but this was like overcome by helping each other out and mentoring each other. So it's also very good result from the project that we have created networks and trust between companies that they are now helping each other out and growing together. So that was the overall result of the second manual and the second evaluation. I don't know if I have more to say. I think that was it for me. And you can find our manuals on our websites soon. Both the first manual is updated and on the website, and the self-assessment tool is also there. And the second manual will be up shortly. My communication manager has told me. But I think I will say thank you for me, and then you can hear the stories from the stories from our companies, which I think will be very inspiring. So
Thank you, Diana.
Sorry.
It was very practical presentation and great work you have done within the project. And as you said, now it's time for voices from the field, as we will have the 3 SME representatives that joined the BASCIL project as well. They will be sharing their stories with us. And we will start with Maris Kivissik from Uue Saaluse Winery, Estonia. Maris is a biologist who spent 20 years of working in public service at the Environmental Board before making a major career change to pursue her passion for winemaking. 7 years ago, she and her husband founded their own winery, which they run together. Maris is also a proud mother of 2 daughters and grandmother of 3. Outside of winemaking, she enjoys spending time in the sauna and cross-country skiing. Please, Maris, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone, and greetings from Winter Wonderland. The first snow is coming down in Estonia, and the country is covered with white blanket at the moment. So I'm very happy because soon I'm able to go skiing again. In this first slide, you can see a small drawing where you can find a small house next to a lake. So this is a logo of our winery, and this is a smoke sauna. I don't know if there are any wineries in the world which have a smoke sauna on the label, which belongs to UNESCO Heritage List. But let me introduce ourselves. We are a small family-run winery located in South Estonia, and we've been working with wine since 2017. Our vineyard is modest, but we grow Solaris and several other grape varieties that can survive in our cool climate. In addition to local grapes, we also craft wines from fruits and berries, which are an important part of Estonian winemaking traditions. Our winery is open for visitors all year round, and we enjoy guests to experience our wines and our story. We are also proud members of Estonian Wine Trail, which joins more than 25 small wineries all over the country. And we want to promote unique regional wine experiences across the country. What about our wines? Our wines are deeply connected to local traditions and local ingredients. We work with what our country gives us, fruits, berries and grapes. This allows us to create a wide variety of wines with truly local character. One of our specialities is sparkling fruit and berry wines, which are fresh, lively and very popular with our visitors. We also make still wines from local grapes, including Solaris and other cold climate varieties that express the uniqueness of our terroir. In addition, we produce a few special beverages. One of them is our red vermouth, which has become one of our signature products. And by the way, we are very proud to share that just 2 days ago, it received a gold medal in Estonian beverage contest.
Excuse me, Maris, may
Yes.
I interrupt a bit? Should I share your presentation, as we are only seeing the first slide? So can you change the slides, or?
Yes. It is the third slide. Somehow it doesn't go.
So
Then
if you can
Maju,
stop
could you do
sharing,
it?
I can share it. Yes. And just tell me when the change.
Yeah. Now the slide about the BASCIL project. This project has played an important role in supporting our development as a small food producer and a tourist business. As part of the project, we took part in a study tour in Latvia, where we learned from other producers, saw new approaches, and gathered inspiration for product development and visitor engagement. Overall, this project has helped us to strengthen our visitor services, refine our offerings, and better understand what today's guests are looking for. Next.
Sorry, Maris, again, can you stop sharing? Then I can start sharing.
Yeah. Now it's the next slide. It is the packages, visitor packages. Did you find? It is slide number 5. Yeah. Yes. We focused on improving our visitor experience. At first, we created several different packages. There were 7 of them, but after receiving customer feedback, we simplified the selection and kept only the most meaningful options. So we have 3 basic ones. Mini package, it offers a short introduction to our winery, and it includes tasting of 3 wines. Then standard package, it adds full tour, snacks and tasting of 5 wines. This is actually most used. And for guests who want deeper look into our story and production, we offer the premium package, which is more extended and personalized experience. And in addition, we created special programs such as romantic tour for couples and blind tastings. Next, please. To make our visitor experience more enjoyable and better organized, we took a closer look at the entire customer journey. We started by mapping visitor expectations, what guests hope to see, taste and learn when they come to our winery. Based on this, we improved the service steps to make everything clearer and more consistent for both our visitors and our team. And finally, we created a clear visitor flow so guests can move through the tour naturally and comfortable, without confusion. Next, please. Visual identity. So another important part of our development was strengthening the visual identity. With help of the project, we created professional product photos that better represent the quality of our wines. We also developed a more unified visual style from labels to marketing materials so that our brand looks consistent and recognizable. All of this has helped us to build a stronger brand image and communicate our story more clearly to our visitors and customers. The next, please. So as I told, in this photo you can see the smoke sauna, the lake, the small bridge, and the wines. So next, please. So we can say that the impact of the project can already be clearly seen in our daily work. Our visitor packages are now clearer and easier for guests to choose from, and we also see improved service quality. Our processes are more organized and our team feels more confident. And we think that the brand has become also more stronger. So altogether, these changes help us offer a more professional and memorable experience to every visitor. Next, please. So to summarize, this BASCIL project has helped us to make several important improvements. We developed new visitor packages that better match what our guests are looking for. And we have had a lot of good feedback from these packages. They say that it is easy to choose. 3 packages are enough to choose from, and they are not confused. Thanks to the project, we now have professional product photos and more consistent visual identity, which together strengthen our brand and help us to communicate our story better. So we think that this project has made our winery more welcoming, more visible, and better prepared for future growth. Thank you. Next slide, there is contacts. My contacts were in the last slide, but you can find them later on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maris. It was very inspiring story, and I think that many of us will put this on our bucket list for the next year. Thank you once again, and I remind you about the chat. If you have any questions, please use the chat so we can ask the speakers. And now we will move on to our next SME representative, who is Liina Noreikaite-Rimkiene from Lithuania. She's a rural entrepreneur from the Radviliškis district in Lithuania. She runs a small hospitality business and develops educational programs and agritourism experiences at her homestead, Panekelpiu Kaimas. Her work focuses on creating value from local resources, supporting community initiatives, and fostering rural innovation. Liina, when you're ready, please start your presentation.
Thank you, Anna-Maja, for such a nice introduction. Did you hear me and see well the slides? Okay, thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin, let me ask you something simple and personal. Have you ever discovered something new in something very old? For me, that discovery began at home on a quiet countryside homestead. My name is Liina. I was born and raised in the countryside of central Lithuania. Like many young people, I left to study in a city, but unlike most, I choose to come back. Today, I live in a small village with my husband, who is a farmer, and our 2 sons. When I returned, I started a small hospitality business. Well, I should call it not business, expensive hobby maybe, to be honest. It's called Panekelpiu Kaimas. My vision was to create here the experiences, cooking together, tasting herbs, exploring what grows naturally on our land. And the elder trees became the heart of what we do. a symbol of simplicity, soil, and creativity. But this wasn't always the case. For many years, the elder trees were simply there, growing along the edges of our yard, blooming every summer, quietly existing in the background of our lives. They were familiar, so familiar that I almost stopped noticing them. Until one season, I began picking their delicate white blossoms to make elderflower syrup for the cordial. And while preparing it, one thought came to me. What else could this old, almost forgotten plant become? That question changed everything. And meanwhile, the new opportunities called BASCIL project started to appear. I started experimenting, and soon I found myself creating something new. Elderflower gummies for children. The idea was simple: to give children the chance to make their own sweets, healthier, natural, and made by their own hands. When the children began shaping their tiny gummies, something beautiful happened. They weren't just making a candy. They were learning fine motor skills, discovering textures, and realizing that they can create something themselves. And in that moment, I understood. A simple flower could open the door to creativity, confidence, and curiosity. This journey even led me to the creating elderflower gummies for sale. The ones we make with the children are just from syrup, gelatin, and water, so they are too delicate to transport and have a very short shelf life. So I developed a more stable product, the one I could trust children take home and enjoy safely. But the journey didn't stop here. While experimenting further with the syrup, I discovered another idea waiting to be found: elderflower ice cream. The children loved it, and soon the ice cream became a natural extension of the program. Taste by taste, activity by activity, the elderflower continued revealing its possibilities. And then something unexpected happened. The parents and teachers who brought the children began to linger. They asked questions. What plant is it? Does it really grow in Lithuania? I remember it from childhood, but I never knew what to do with it. Many adults were surprised to discover that elder trees, once a common part of rural life, had quietly faded from everyday knowledge. They were familiar but forgotten. So I realized something important. If children are learning through taste, why shouldn't adults rediscover it too? That's when I created the new program, Elderflower Tasting Workshops for adults. We explored how the plant looks, how it grows, its history, and healing properties. And of course, we tasted syrups, gummies, ice creams, jams, teas, chutneys, kombucha, elderflower champagne, elderflower cocktails. What began as a children's activity grew into a shared learning experience across generations. As the idea expanded, I began to dream bigger. What if elderflower could bring people together not just for learning, but for dining? That dream became reality through tasting dinners. Evenings where I pair local farmers' products with my elderflower-based drinks and desserts. These dinners became more than meals. They became conversations, connections, a place where local food traditions meet creativity. People sat together, tasted together, remembered stories, shared memories, all inspired by a plant that grows quietly in our fields. Today, this project grew far beyond what I imagined on a day I first picked elderflower syrup. Each season, dozens of workshops place. Children and adults return to learn more, and elder trees are discovered as a valuable natural part of our landscape. What started as a small idea, a gummy bears for children, has become a pathway to community, creativity, and rural pride. And this journey is still growing. If I could leave you with just 3 words, they would be these: taste, discover, create. Taste the world right where you are. Discover the hidden possibilities in everything you pass by, and create something of your own. Because sometimes all it takes is one forgotten plant, one simple idea to open the door to something far bigger than you ever imagined. Thank you.
Thank you, Lena. Very interesting presentation, wonderful products, and also like more like experiences for your visitors, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I just stopped sharing the screen. Just a second.
Great. And now we will move on to the next story. And the next speaker comes from Poland, Anna Krudziuska-Makowa-Koza Company. Anna is a farmer, cheesemaker, and goat breeder, driving more by passion than entrepreneurship. She's actively involved in the BASCIL project as one of the SMEs operating in the Pomeranian region. Please, Anna, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Magda gonna help me with my presentation. She's gonna share it for me. So hi to everybody. I hope you're gonna like it. I made this presentation while I'm dealing with some personal problems, but I made all that presentation and stuff I wanna talk about it, but actually I'm very emotional, and things I'm gonna say about it, not I didn't write on that presentation. So I got little farm. I started that farm, goats farm, actually in 2008 by buying 2 goats. That's how it started. A few years later, I think in 2015, I had 5 of the mother goats. And that was the moment I started increasing the number of goats, but now I've got 30 of them. I started that farm with my husband. He died in 2015. Now I'm doing everything on my own. And I actually didn't believe in something more than making cheese. And that was actually a surprise for me when somebody, I'm not sure, I contact first with a BASCIL, somebody from BASCIL, or they found me. I can't remember that moment exactly, but that was the first meetings, first talking. That was a moment I started believing that maybe there is something more in than only producing cheese, goat cheese. They showed me actually the possibility. They gave me chances with all those meeting conferences, shooting pictures, all these appointments that we can create. I can create something bigger than only goat cheese. So I started making some workshops for tourists. And that gave me a power to actually believe in myself more than I did. All the things. Can I have a second slide, please? So why I actually joined that? Was it worth it? Of course, it was worth it. On that picture, you can see my daughter. I think it was 2 years ago. So this is my field with some of those goats, and I didn't even realize that people want to have that they want to have a contact with goats. Sometimes they were calling them sheeps because they didn't know actually how the goats looking like. It was quite crazy for me how people can see the difference because goat and sheep. That was so obvious for me. I'm coming actually from village, but I was born in Gdańsk, so I'm not a village person since I was born. But all my life I spent, well, apart from school and study, on the countryside actually, and I never wanted to go and live in a city or towns. So those things, I'll put this eight things. Why it was worth joining the BASCIL? That are obvious points which was worth for it. I'm quite emotional and seeing some different things they can give me. So it was like, it is for me like giving a power and strength to do what actually matters to me. It's not only selling cheese. It's like contact with people. It's really some people which I'm meeting the first time. I can speak with them about goats, about cheese, about producing cheese. Sometimes they're coming to me for workshops. I'm open to show them my farm. It's like building a farm from. I had a few years ago, I had empty field and I started building a house, little goat house for my goats. And it's not a big farm. It's still much things to do in here to build. I've got BASCIL gave me different point of view for that. How can I make it? I don't have to build a big farm, big buildings, some very modern things, because people actually doesn't want that. They can come to my place, which looking more or less like a building site all the time for a few years now, but they want to meet persons. They want to meet some real things in life, which is nature, which is contact with animals. We can sit for actually a few hours talking about life, about things they wanna experience. They don't even have possibility even when they live in a village, cottages, small towns. They don't have opportunity to have some experience with nature, and I can offer that to those people. So this is, I think, the biggest worth when I was joining the BASCIL projects, apart from other. I'm quite nervous, sorry. I think the meeting with other members of BASCIL can give me some different point of view, how different people from here, from Poland, from other countries, how they dealing with that project. I can see they got nice farms, which I don't have, but they're giving me beliefs that I can also have it one day, few years, maybe next year. So can I have another slide, please? Thank you. Right. Okay. So this is me with a goat on one meeting with guests. We were feeding goats with carrots, and they were asking me, because when we finished feeding them, they went on the field. They left us. They went on the field, and they were asking me why they're going, why they can't stand with us. We want to pet them. We want to have a contact with them. And I said, well, do you have anything for eat to them? And I said, no, we don't have anymore. So I said, they're very interested in food. So next time, bring some more carrots, more apples, more beetroots, anything what they can eat, and they will stay with you for longer time. So my future plans are, well, next year I hope I'll start building not a very big one, but a barn, obviously for traditional use, like a high-end stroll, but also for workshops and events for my guests, also for kids who's gonna come and visit goats. Maybe they're gonna make cheese. It's not very interested whole thing when you're making cheese is quite long, so it's not very interesting for little kids. More, I think they will be interested with contact with animals, with goats and with cats, which I got 7 of them right now. I want to expanding the range of cheese making workshops. I'm doing all those things which I want to increase. I want to make it more often, and I want to make them more often and on a bigger scale. So I want to create also like a path or tour from goats to cheese. I'm already doing that, but it's not a big scale. I'm also doing tasting combined with storytelling about farm and goats. It was quite surprising for me because the people really want to know something about it. That was very surprising. I want to introduce some seasonal culinary events on the farm. Of course, will be about cheese and goats, that's obvious. And all those things, my plans, my BASCIL project things, which are gonna last, I think, after even the BASCIL gonna finish. So that's gonna build a strong plan based on quality and authenticity. So please give me the last one. Yeah, that are some pictures from our tasting. On the left one, you can see that's a cheese board and local cider we've got not very far from me. So my cheese and my cheese boards, and this is a way, actually my way I'm doing it. So I like taking pictures. I like social media. You can find me, or there is no any picture of me or any website, but there is, if you put Makowa Koza, that's a goat with a poppies on her head, so you can find me anywhere you want it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Anna. It was a great story again. Thank you for such a passionate touch in your presentation, and all to our 3 entrepreneurs. It was great to hear the passion for your work. But now we are heading to our last speaker. She comes from Finland, and her name is Anna Rinteinen. She will talk about opportunities for food tourism in the Baltic Sea region. Anna brings us nearly 3 decades of hands-on experience in the restaurant, hospitality, and tourism sectors, working as employee, entrepreneur, and developer. Currently, she serves as a tourism specialist in business services at Rural Women's Advisory Center of Eastern Finland. In addition, she works as a food tourism coach for the Visit Finland Academy, acts as Finland's ambassador for the World Food Travel Association, and serves as a certification inspector for culinary heritage. Please, Anna, the stage is yours.
Thank you for your introduction, Maiju, and such amazing examples from the entrepreneurs from the BASCIL project. Bravo. It's a great pleasure to be here today to talk about 2 things I deeply care about: food tourism and collaboration. And in the next few minutes, I will share why the Baltic Sea region has so much potential as a food tourist destination, what makes us unique, and how we can build the future together. I hope this changes. Yes. When people think about food tourism in Europe, their thoughts usually jump to France or Greece, Italy, and Spain. And I'm not surprised. Mediterranean is like a melting pot of flavors, drawing influences from not only Europe, but also the strong culinary cultures of the Middle East and North Africa. Southern Europe offers many organized culinary tours combining wine, food, culture, activities, something people recognize immediately. But the Baltic Sea region, we are still largely unknown. Some may know Nordic cuisine, maybe German beer culture, or Copenhagen's vivid food scene, but international tour organizers still have very limited products from our region. And yet, each country here offers strong culinary traditions, vibrant food culture, and memorable experiences, just waiting to be discovered. Well, why the Baltic Sea region? Climate change is already pushing summer travels north. I don't like to use the term coolcation, but we can respond to this demand with a responsible offering, like encourage longer stays and off-peak seasons, promote trains, highlight eco-certified local services, and provide carbon offsets. Our region has a lot to offer year-roundly. We have bright summer nights, lively food events, and beautiful seasonal changes from autumn harvest to winter snow and spring awakening. Travelers today want food with a story. They want real, authentic encounters with locals. It's all about values, choices, the whole lifestyle. Travelers looking for meaningful experiences. Imagine dining on ice on Swedish coast, bathing marsipans in Estonia, cooking traditional pierogies in Poland, or picking berries under midnight sun in Finland, or making your own elderflower candies in Lithuania. Wow. How does this sound to you? To me, they sound adventures, where every bite tells a story about people and place. What unites us is a strong sense of place. Historically, the Baltic Sea has always connected us through trade, migration, transport. We share many customs, traditions, and even holiday celebrations, where each country still maintains its own local and regional flavors and specialties, shaped by their soul, landscape, and seasonal changes. Craftsmanship is the heart of our food cultures. We have handmade tableware, artisanal baking, craft beverages, traditional preserving methods such as fermentation, pickling, or smoking. This creates experiences where visitors can truly connect with the local community. They can meet the makers, hear their stories, and understand the culture through food and local drinks. Our region is also a blend of local kitchens and culinary influences. They come from at least Nordic, Sami, Baltic, Slavic, and Central European cuisines. And at the same time, skillful chefs and bakers enchant our contemporary food culture and create totally new flavors from fresh local ingredients. This combination of centuries-old heritage and modern innovation is one of our greatest strengths. Many Baltic Sea countries have national food or food tourism strategies to support their local food systems, strengthen their food identity, and promote food in their country brand. But this doesn't mean we should work alone, quite the opposite. When looking from faraway countries, our borders matter very little. And yes, it is important to develop country-specific offerings, but we should see the potential of shared visibility and start working towards it. Only after that, the Baltic Sea region could be seen as one, a region with interesting ingredients, old traditions, new innovations, and exciting experiences. The more clearly we communicate this diversity together, the more attractive the whole region becomes, and everyone benefits. This also strengthens our visibility for domestic and nearby markets. And the moment our region becomes known for its food, it increases interest in everything we offer through the year. Not just street food or fine dining, culinary activities or unique food souvenirs, everything. Food tourism is in our region is still developing, which means the potential is huge. But we need strong visuals, good storytelling, and cross-border cooperations across the whole value chain. Beyond marketing, we can, for example, create cross-border travel packages and routes that combine food with culture, slow travel, nature, and well-being. And of course, we have existing cultural routes that are an easy start to integrate the food more deeply into the stories and themes. And with this shared identity, we can more effectively increase visibility, extend seasons, strengthen local businesses, and support the whole food chain. In addition to these strategies, food tourism has been actively developed in regional and national projects. And in recent years, there has also been an increase in cross-border actions. There are good examples like Baltic Sea Culinary Routes project from a few years ago, which brought producers and destinations together. BASCIL project presented today strengthened skills, quality, and cooperation. By the way, I love your manuals. And Botnian Coastal Route project, which already connects Sweden and Finland in Kvarken and Botnia Bay areas. These projects show what cross-border collaboration can achieve. But the work should not end when project funding ends. We need long-term collaboration driven by people, passion, and shared interest. To support this, we have launched a private LinkedIn group for the Baltic Sea region's food tourism developers. We already have over 90 members from different parts of the region, and our mission is simple. We want to strengthen connections, share best practices and materials, find new partners, plan study trips, and most importantly, encourage cooperation in a neutral non-profit environment. So if you work with food tourism in our region, you are warmly welcome to join us. Together we can shape the future of Baltic Sea food tourism. If you want to present something from your country in our future webinars, we will have like 2 or 3 per year. Please contact me because I will be organizing the next one. Here's my contact information, and I also welcome you to connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Anna. This was really a wonderful closure speech, very powerful one, summarizing what we said, but also giving this additional value and showing that there is indeed the future ahead of us. So even though some projects and initiatives may be ending, this is really not the end, but just a start for more collaboration. So thank you so much for that. Dear guests, today's webinar is coming to an end, and we hope that you saw what we also did notice today, is that the food tourism is not just about what we eat. It is really about who we are, what we value, how we choose to connect as a region, as people. And I think today also reminded us that heart of every meaningful food experience are the people behind it. So the producers, the entrepreneurs, innovators, families, and communities who bring passion and identity to our table. and their stories connect our landscapes and culture and share future for the Baltic Sea region. So we are very happy that we had a chance to support them, and we are very happy that so many of these stories shared with us today, they have grown so much over the years that they are now fully blossoming, and they also see the future ahead of them. This is great to hear. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We are so happy to say that we had 100 participants for the webinar today, and almost 90 stayed with us till the end. So we are very glad. We hope that you enjoyed the speeches coming from our guests as much as we did. And we would like to thank again everyone who joined us today for your engagement, for your insights, your comments and commitment. And as it was stated, we will post the webinar recording and also the presentations on the EUSBSR Policy Area Tourism website. Next week, you will get also links to that in the email coming to you after the webinar. So again, a huge thank you to all our speakers. You were wonderful, and it was really a pleasure to listen to all of you. So thank you again so much for that. And thank you to all our guests. And yeah, see you soon on another culinary tourism adventure somewhere in the Baltic Sea region. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, and have a nice upcoming Christmas season.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.